Scott Ritter, I'm ready to go. And by the way, Scott and the boys say air power's not enough, but it's above your pay grade.
There was extreme violence in Pennsylvania a week before. And as we're talking about a coup, that too looks and smells like a coup to me. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's possibly a duck.
Higher authority that had created a condition inside America, a political condition that viewed the target as an existential threat to American democracy worthy of being eliminated. Not just worthy of, but by definition, if you're an existential threat, it must be eliminated. Donald Trump must be eliminated, cannot be allowed to be president, because if he becomes president, it's the end of America. That's what President Biden was saying. That's what senior members of the Senate and the Congress, that's what the mainstream media was saying. Jake Tapper, who moderated the June 27th debate, called Donald Trump the equivalent of Adolf Hitler. So we have a system where Trump has been set up as a target. Biden actually said, put a target on him. I know he says it was in a different context, but hey, if you're somebody listening out there who's been told this is the modern day equivalent of Adolf Hitler, and the president says, put a target on him, what does that mean? I think it means put a target on him. And then you have this patsy, this kid with no training, suddenly flying a drone, doing professional level reconnaissance, 3 encrypted phones, manages to get a rifle up on the roof, bear crawling up the only approach that shields him from the counter sniper teams, and gets off 8 shots, 3 of which should have killed the president of the United States, the former president of the United States. It's a miracle. I'm not religious, but I mean, I may be after this, because there is literally no other configuration of his head that could have existed without taking off his head. It was a successful kill shot. It was just the last minute inadvertent twitch that saved him. How did this happen? The emergency services unit, not from the Secret Service, but from local cops, got pulled from the one spot that could have stopped this. They were pulled from that, leaving it unguarded while he crawled up, while everybody's screaming, there's the shooter, there's the shooter. This kid was given a clean route straight to the president and took the shots that should have killed the president. This team that's protecting him, that's amateur hour up there. The length of time it took them to get around the president, to get him off the stage, the fact that they didn't get him off the stage prior to this. The moment somebody spotted this kid up there, they should have taken the president off the stage. He should never have gotten on the stage. This doesn't happen by accident. Somebody at a very senior level wanted Donald Trump dead.
When the government tries to kill the main contender for the presidency and almost succeeds, and when the failing seems to precipitate the overthrow in a coup inside the White House of the sitting president, this is a kind of 21st century civil war, is it not?
People talk about hybrid warfare. They accuse Russia. Russia's waging hybrid warfare, which means they're seeking to achieve strategic objectives without high-intensity direct combat. This is a hybrid coup, hybrid civil war. The professional class of unelected bureaucrats who dominate policy making and policy implementation in Washington, D.C., they're the ones that made this happen. They're the ones who carried out the coup against Biden. They're the ones who facilitated the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. They are the kingmakers, the literal kingmakers. They are the power brokers. They are the secret power behind the power. And if we're not calling that out, if we still want to pretend, the establishment, this entrenched bureaucracy, is a threat. And I saw that firsthand 2 years ago when I went to Intermediate Nuclear Forces reunion, and we had an arms control official come up, and we asked the question, why didn't Joe Biden act on his promise to change nuclear posture to a sole use doctrine, meaning the sole purpose of nuclear weapons is to retaliate against a nuclear attack instead of this current preemptive policy? And the response was because the interagency wasn't ready. When you're the president of the United States, the chief executive, there's no such thing as the interagency not being ready. They either become ready or you fire them. The point being made there, and maybe that's not the point that this person wanted to make, is that the president's not in charge of American policy, that there's this unelected blob in Washington, D.C. that's calling the shots about everything from nuclear war on down. And they're the ones who removed Joe Biden from power, and they're the ones who tried to kill Donald Trump.
Wow.
Or to take the nation to war halfway. That's a real tough decision. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's why they get the limos and you don't.